Let me introduce this wonderful speaker we have tonight. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you Elizabeth Creamer. Elizabeth Creamer holds a bachelor's degree from Christopher Newport University and a master's degree from Old Dominion University. She has joined us tonight from Richmond, where she serves as advisor of workforce development within the Secretary of Commerce and Trade Office. Ms. Creamer was appointed to that role in 2014 by Governor Terry McAuliffe. She previously served as the Director of Education and Workforce Development for the Governor of Virginia, Bob McDonnell. Prior to that, she was Assistant Vice Chancellor of Workforce Programs for the Virginia Community College System. Just some of her career highlights have included key roles in developing the on-ramp program for dislocated workers and also forming the Governor's Career Pathways Work Group. She is the Governor's representative on the Virginia Workforce Council. Ms. Creamer has also held administrative positions at two of our community colleges, Thomas Nelson and Paul DeCamp. In fact, our guest, Dr. Ed Barnes, is a former president of Paul DeCamp, so it's fitting you are here, Ed. Do you notice a theme about Ms. Creamer's background of work here? All of her career roles have involved developing people. Her work has focused on preparing people for the workplace and improving their lives through education. This resonates with me, and I hope it resonates with you graduates. I've always loved the comment attributed to the Roman philosopher Seneca. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. You know, you can't control opportunities that come your way, can you? What you do have control of is what you're about right now, graduates. You have control over your preparation. If it's not already obvious, you will see soon that Elizabeth Creamer is a living example of this sentiment. Let me share something with you. When I'm considering, and I ultimately choose a speaker for your graduation speaker, there are certain things I increasingly look for. I look for someone who exemplifies the power of education, especially as a high achiever. I'm also looking for someone who is eager to pass it on. That is, someone who will inspire you and raise your aspirations. Ms. Creamer certainly meets these expectations. Students, I'm confident that once you leave here tonight, our speaker's insights will be the kind of icing on the cake for your experience at New River Community College. In fact, I believe you will have even more confidence in yourself and the courage to follow through on even higher aspirations. I know that's the kind of goal Ms. Creamer would wish for you. And we thank her for sharing the story that you will hear tonight, her story. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our speaker, Elizabeth Creamer.
It is an incredible honor for me to be here tonight with the graduates, students, administrators, faculty, and alumni of New River Community College. Just watching the graduates' faces as they walked in makes the journey from Richmond worthwhile. I am proud to be here representing Governor Terry McAuliffe, one of the biggest supporters of community colleges in the Commonwealth, and for whom I work as the advisor for workforce development. I've had the unbelievable privilege for the past 4 years of working for Governor McAuliffe and before that for Governor McDonnell to help more Virginians attain college and workforce credentials to provide them access to good paying jobs. That is the passion in my life. Every day, I wake up with a sense of mission. I'm excited to go to work. I'm excited about Governor McAuliffe's goal to have 50,000 credentials, 50,000 post-secondary education credentials a year earned by Virginians by the end of his administration. I'm part of a hard-charging team committed to make a difference. I have a great job, and in no small part because I have a great job, I have a great life, a great life. But it wasn't always that way for me. And as he has said, that is a big part of why President Lewis invited me here tonight. I have a great life because of one fundamental decision, hard one in my life, and that was I went to college. Let me tell you how that happened. Dr. Lewis knew that I can relate to the challenges, the struggles, the willpower, and let me say, and you'll hear this word again, the heroism that it has taken each of you, to get where you are tonight, ready to take your place on stage and accept your degree. Today, I look back at a wonderful 15-year professional career in the Commonwealth, but that's only because I found in college, and going to college late, teachers, faculties, career coaches, guidance counselors, who, like those at New River Community College, believed that every student deserves a second or third chance at a college education, that any student can achieve no matter what his or her high school GPA, and that persistence and hard work can overcome years of detours and disappointments. Like many of you, when I set out on the long journey of earning an associate degree, I was carrying a lot of baggage. Only 3 years of high school, a failed and far too early marriage, a baby by 18, 3 children by 25, no demonstrable job skills, and a resume consisting of a string of part-time jobs and caring for my toddlers and preschoolers. I did years of part-time minimum wage jobs without benefits. I know what that feels like. It wasn't until I was past 30 with 3 children that I earned an associate degree. I have never attended a graduation ceremony without children watching me. It wasn't until I was in my mid-30s that I finally received my baccalaureate, and then around 40, a master's, because I had had a child so young, I was a grandmother before I received a graduate degree. Each and every one of those degrees I earned through part-time courses, often at night, 1 or 2 courses at a time, cobbling together credits as I could. I've written grants for millions of dollars. I work for a governor. Going to community college and juggling family, work, and school was without a doubt the most challenging thing I have ever done. And I think you need to appreciate what you have done when I say that. I will never, as I attained these degrees, slowly, and I mean slowly, I started getting better jobs, jobs with benefits, jobs with opportunities for promotion, jobs with wages that allowed me finally to support myself and my family. My best memory of that is getting my first real job with benefits, the kind of job that allows me to get an American Express card. I loved that American Express card. I still don't leave home without it. And I took myself to dinner at the Hotel Roanoke, interestingly enough, because I wanted to go to a great restaurant. I wanted to buy myself dinner, and I wanted to pay for my own dinner with my American Express card. And when I did that, I sat at the table and I cried. I mean, I cried so hard that the waiter came over to see what was wrong and politely shepherded me out of the restaurant. I cried because I couldn't believe I had finally made it, that I had finally made, made it. When I went to college, I used to hear, people my age who had gone to a different type of college and gone to fraternity parties and joined a sorority and lived in a dormitory, and they would say, college is the best years of your life. And I used to pray, dear God, please make it get better than this. Because for me, as for some of you, college was a constant challenge. I never thought of myself in high school as smart. I never took high school geometry. Believe me, I wasn't one of the smart kids. So I doubted myself in college. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. to finish a final. Take-home finals are the worst because you actually have to try to do a good job. And sometimes I'd cry the whole time because the test would be due at 9 and I'd have a sick child, and in the middle of the night just dropping out so I could go back to bed and get some sleep would be a temptation, like midnight snacking. About the only thing I had going for me was this: somehow I didn't quit. Every semester I went back. I'd turn in the take-home final usually 5 minutes before it was due, but I'd turn it in. I didn't skip class, no matter how anxious I was not to be called on that day. I doubted myself a lot, but I swallowed the doubt, and I managed to stay in school. And simply because I showed up and didn't quit, even at a part-time pace, I got those degrees. And then I got the good jobs. And then life changed. And then life got amazing. I didn't know it then, but what I was learning in community college that was especially valuable for me, even more valuable than the English and the public speaking and the math, what I learned in those years of juggling books and babies, part-time work shifts, and late-night study sessions was the best preparation I could ever have had for my current career in workforce development and in the governor's office. Community college conditioned me to work. It conditioned me to work hard, and that is the #1 skill set that employers are looking for. It also meant that I grew an understanding of how transformative education and training could be for adults, and it made my life's mission one of wanting to pass that forward to other working adults who needed that second and third chance. Every day I come to my job, and tonight coming to graduation, I recognize in each of you heroes. I'm so pleased that Dr. Lewis recognized the veterans tonight. I have 2 sons-in-law who are military members or veterans, and a strong military family. But I tell you, all of you are heroic tonight. You've overcome challenges and mastered obstacles to succeed at New River. You may have had the same self-doubts about your academic ability and your study skills that I did. Some of you have worked full-time and gone to evening classes. You've raised children and your GPAs simultaneously. You've sacrificed vacations and much more to enroll in summer semesters. And over and over and over again, each semester, you've made the challenging choices, the tough choices, and the right choices to get where you are today. Choices like enrolling in college algebra, for some of you, more than a decade after your last math class in high school. Because if walking into college algebra at 30 or 35 isn't heroic, I don't know what is. Webster's dictionary defines a hero as a person admired for great or brave acts. I pointed out why you're brave, but in closing, I want to say a few words about why you're great and why your accomplishment tonight is great for your families, for your community, and for the Commonwealth of Virginia. You've achieved something that only 1 in 4 adults in rural Virginia accomplish. You've earned a degree. And because you've earned a degree, you will, on average, earn a higher income throughout your careers, which is good news for our communities. You'll have more job opportunities with better benefits. You'll have more job satisfaction. You'll have more job stability. Importantly to me, because I work in economic development, and importantly to the governor, you'll be part of a talent pool that will attract businesses with good jobs to this region, and you'll help boost economic development in the state. But here's perhaps the most important. benefit of your college education. Because you've graduated tonight, your children, whether you have them now or in the future, will be far more likely themselves to graduate. You, in effect, those of you who are parents, are giving your children an incredible gift tonight by showing them how to cross the finish line and earn a degree. Thank you for letting me celebrate with you tonight. It's my birthday. It's an important birthday, and it's an extraordinary honor for me to have spent it with you. I want to tell you, celebrate yourself, but remember, tomorrow, next month, next year, keep challenging yourself, keep climbing, put one foot in front of the other, swallow that fear, and believe. If I can get my first-time job with a whole lot of children and grandchildren in my late 30s, and 10 years later, be in higher education as an administrator, and a few years after that, be in the governor's office, my word, what can you who are 20 or 25 or 30 do? Anything is possible.